It's time for Community Matters, a service of TCB Broadcasting, and it's sponsored by Vidalia Federal in Lyons and Vidalia, Todd Paget Housing Center in Claxton. Now let's see what's happening in our community with host Tony Doc Wardlaw.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to this edition of Community Matters. I'm your host, the Doc, and we're back in the studio. It's another beautiful Wednesday morning. And as customary, we have a great show for you on this morning. First, to all of our listeners, those who are always listening every Wednesday morning, I want to say welcome back to the show. On last night, we were a little out of the office, as you can see, but we're back in this week. So we're glad to have you with us. On this morning, we have back in the studio with us none other than the one and the only, the debonair himself, Mr. Craig George. Good to have you back in the studio.
Thank you for having us back, and I'm really grateful to be here this morning.
Good, good. And he's got a wingman with him this morning. None other than, I just met him. This is his first time ever being on the radio, he says. So we're breaking you in right here on Community Matters.
Absolutely.
This is Mr. Jimbo Partin.
Good morning, good morning.
All right, good to have you gentlemen in the house with us. Here on Community Matters, we're always sharing the good things of our community, things that are happening, which some people may not be aware of, the people who are movers and shakers behind the scenes to help our community better. And so we're always excited to have you. We had you last year for the first time, Mr. George, and you're back here this morning. A lot can happen within a year. Yeah. So why don't you just take a minute or two and just kind of remind our listeners again who it is you are, and you're with the Forge. Tell us about the Forge, and just kind of bring us up to date as to things that have been going on over the last year.
Sure. So my name's Craig George, and I'm the Executive Director of Forge Recovery Center in Vidalia. We are an inpatient long-term treatment center for men, and our program is a minimum of 1 year, maximum of 2 years, a program of progress, not time. We are, a man's stay with us is contingent on his maturity in his recovery.
And that's what the progress, not time means. It's like you got a minimum of 12 months.
That's right.
But you can do up to 2 years based off your progress.
That's right. Yes, sir. So every man's different. So I feel like we need to keep that open if we stay true to what we set out to do, and that's truly instill life change in a man, and we're true to that. I think that we need to leave that time frame open to really give men the ability to experience that life change on their time.
Okay.
And so, man, this program is unique in that it's a community program. It's a community effort. So that's what I think really differentiates us from other programs, is our community involvement. And man, we've been received so well into this community. So we've got a small army of men. Right now we have 34 men, and we're looking to grow that. The vision is 50, and we are well on our way to that vision here in Vidalia. So we want to be the backbone of this community with this army of men. And so, what we believe is connection is the opposite of addiction. And so we want to be connected and reconnected to a community and become part of the solution. And by doing so, most men find purpose in this way of doing things. And when they find their place and they find purpose, they find a reason to not return back to a life that once held them captive. And so,
you currently have 34 persons who are in the program, but you've been in existence now since November of
2020. Yep.
So we're going on 3 years.
Yep.
And over that time frame, how many residents have you had?
Over that time frame, I know that our last our last official count that I know of, I can't tell you and be on point, but
Right.
we had seen over 200 men in
Wow.
that time frame. Now there's several men who have come through this program, and they've remained in recovery, but they've not become graduates of Forge. Graduate of Forge has always been designed to be an elite group of men.
Okay.
A very small number of men will graduate this program
Wow.
because it's truly about that, in which I already said, and that's true life change. It's not a piece of paper to hang on the wall somewhere. And so complete transformation is a rare thing. And so we really value our graduates and the ones that come through and see this thing all the way through. This is a tough program, and it's designed in a way that really weeds out the nonsense rather quickly. And
Yeah.
so you know, we while we do strive to reach as many as possible, I'm realistic in what that number looks like, truly. And we're going to stay true to what we set out to do. And again, that's to create an elite group of men who have come into a community and found purpose and will transform a community.
See that? Well, we're blessed to have one of those elite men with us this morning.
Yes, sir.
None other than Mr. Jimbo Partin. Now, tell us, Brother Jimbo, you've heard what Craig has said.
Yeah.
How does that make you feel that you're in that category?
It's a huge honor. It's a great accomplishment, to say the least. Like I was telling you before we started, like this program has given me so much.
Okay.
It's given me not only a career to where I've gotten 3 statewide certifications over this past year, which allows
Wow.
me to work with. I'm a certified peer specialist in addicted disease. Excuse me. Certified addiction recovery empowerment specialist,
Wow.
and a forensic peer mentor, which allows me to work with returning citizens, people returning from incarcerations, and that's something that holds dear to me. But my greatest accomplishment, above all those mentioned, is to be a graduate of this program.
Wow.
To be a graduate, to follow up what Craig said, it's like it puts you in a position to win. If you follow through the process and you go through the levels, you do the projects that is required for you to get to that point, and it sets you up to win. And so, like, not only has it given me all that I've just mentioned, it's giving me my self-confidence back. I'm actually confident in my recovery and that I can go out into this community and succeed.
Yeah.
And I'm just, I'm grateful for that. And not only that, the network that it's given me. Like, I would say that it sets me up to where I can just go out there and, succeed alone. I'm not alone in this anymore.
Wow.
I have a solid group of individuals that I can depend on, and if I have an issue, I'm not ashamed to go and talk to them about it. And not only that, they're going to hold me accountable.
Yeah.
And that's something that I've realized that I need, and I'm grateful for the network, the solid group of individuals, my church family that I've gained from this, my brothers in Christ. Not only that, the groups that we're involved in. We're involved in NA. It's a 12-step program, so you do complete the 12 steps of Narcotics Anonymous. AA is optional. It's there. So, like, all of these groups, I have everything that I need to succeed. Everything that I need to succeed, and I'm just grateful that God put me in this program to where I can be a graduate.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're listening to Mr. Jimbo Partin. You can hear his passion for the program, and he's got all kind of letters behind his name now. So that's always good, And so, we talk about this program, and Craig, can you just kind of walk us through what it looks like for a person to join the program? Are there certain criteria that they must have in order to be accepted? And once they are accepted, is there a course of curriculum or course of action in which they need to take in order to get to where Brother Partin is?
Yes, sir. So the entry process will start there. It's a simple interview with the individual themselves. So I've got a lot of family that reach out to me about loved ones, but it's very important that I speak directly to the man. And so really it begins with that, and I really think that it's an important part of the process. I want to speak with each man so that their understanding of our program is they have a good understanding of it, to where we're not misleading at all and bringing men in. Again, like I said, this is a tougher program. So I want them to understand what they're signing up for, and also I want to know where they're at, and is this truly something that
They want to do, or
wanting.
is it something that the family is pushing them to do?
That's right, yes, sir.
And you, in fact, at times, I would imagine you've had to turn some people away.
Absolutely, yeah. I just I don't believe that we are a fit for everyone. I think there's many different pathways, many different programs that surround us all over the place, and I don't think that that everyone is a fit for Forge. We are just a very busy program. So I mean, I definitely, you have to learn to move at a rate that seems to be forever gaining momentum as we're given opportunities on different platforms and throughout the community to serve. And so not only this is a work structured program, the work actually begins 30 days into the process. There's an entry fee that covers the man. That's $1,300.
Okay.
Covers you for the first basically 5 weeks.
Okay.
So men come in, I require them to be down to acclimate to the program. They'll attend an intensive outpatient program, half days while they're there. They'll serve the community the rest of their days during that 30-day process. So I mean, that time is really important too. It's important for them to begin to learn to trust the staff. It's an important time for us to learn the man and learn their assets and their liabilities, and learn to build. Again, every man's different, so we tailor our program to each man and where they're at in a certain way. So the curriculum that we use, we are a 12-step program. So we access all of those resources in our community, and there are currently several of those. And so we do things. Of course, what Jimbo mentioned here, Narcotics Anonymous, Alcoholics Anonymous. We do Y12SR, which is 12-step yoga. We have gym memberships, so we encourage complete wellness, holistic type of
you got a kitchen there?
Oh yeah, we got a kitchen. So
gotta have a kitchen, don't we?
So the men come in and they begin to do things as far as just very basic chores and work around the house, and of course they cook, they shop for themselves, they do all that good stuff. They'll progress and they'll start to work, and then they'll become a house manager as their first level of achievement that they'll do as a journeyman. They'll move from house manager into, we have 3 different levels, a level 1, level 2, and a level 3. And just simply put, a level 1 is a leader of self, a level 2 is a leader of others, and a level 3 is a leader of leaders.
Wow.
And so with each mark is a project. A level 1 project is a project that the man, he will plan and execute and financially pay for something for his brothers. So they might go bowling, they might go to a water park, beach, do something for the men in the program. A level 2 project is in the community. So they must plan and execute a project within our community. And man, we've had some really, really good ones. And we might go through a block party at housing projects. We have literacy
Wow.
events. You know, we want to engage at every level across Toombs County, and you know, we want to serve in the highest capacity, and we want you to know who we are by our fruit, not by our words, but by our actions. So that Level 2 project is huge, man. The guys really, I think it's a time to work alongside community members, and they really get a lot out of that.
Yep.
And the Level 3 project is leaving the campus in better shape than they found it, and so that's a project that, you know, they'll put some sweat equity in, and have a piece and take ownership of Forge in the future.
So you're not playing around. This is well thought out, well planned.
Yes, sir. It's you know, somewhat had a great framework to start with, and a dynamic board that has really guided us, and in building this airplane as it's going down the runway.
Yeah.
And man, they've been able to keep up with me, which is pretty impressive, and pull the reins back. So I'm so grateful for those that lead this organization and help and have helped to really create something as beautiful as Forge.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're talking to Mr. Craig, George, and also Mr. Jimbo Partin about a program that is here in our community doing great things. It's the Forge Recovery. Help me.
So it's Forge Recovery Center.
But we're really branding Forge.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Forge Recovery Center. It is in Vidalia, Georgia. Do you have a branch in Lyons?
Well, so we're doing some work all throughout the community, like I said, and Forge was always designed to raise men up to send them out, and so what we really are doing is trying to stay ahead of this workforce and these men that'll come, and once, you know, God's blessed you with the ability to live 2 lives in the course of 1 lifetime.
Yeah.
I feel like most men are compelled to give back and to give that free gift back in a way, and so the work that's being done in Lyons is it's the future site of Gardens of Hope, which is a recovery community organization.
Wow.
So that is an organization that you can basically think about it as a walk-in facility for anyone who is searching for resources, and they'll be met with by individuals like myself and Mr. Partin here and others who have lived experience, and so we're really encouraging guys to get their certifications as peer specialists, and to really continue to walk alongside of other people on their journey to recovery. And so we think that is the greatest thing and impact that anyone can have is someone with lived experience who's been there to come alongside of individuals in the jails, hospitals, school systems. We really want to be everywhere. So we want to shake the old days of recovering in some basement from back door of a church. We want to get on every platform we can, let you know recovery is real, and it's real in Toombs County. It's alive and well, and we're pushing a movement that has got a lot of momentum right now.
Excellent, excellent. Well, listen, we're going to take a break, and we want to come back because we've got a graduation coming up.
Yeah.
We want to talk about it. We're blessed to have one of those elite gentlemen in the studio with us, so we want to kind of hear from him about what this graduation means, and we want to continue to talk about this program. Very interesting stuff, and very noteworthy. So we'll take a break. Don't go anywhere. Come right back. We'll be right back right after these messages.
Smarter, not harder. Here at Vidalia Federal, we are all about that phrase as we strive to make your life easier. No more drowning in paperwork or being interrogated over the idea of buying a house. Getting a home loan should be an enjoyable, simple process, not a daunting task. This is Julia McKenzie with Vidalia Federal Savings Bank, and I am here to make the mortgage process easy and simple. Come see me at the Vidalia branch on Jackson Street to talk about your next home purchase or refinance. I look forward to serving you. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas. This is Anthony J. with Todd Paget Housing Center. And no, I'm not Santa, but we sure are slaying the competition over here in Claxton, Georgia. We build our manufactured homes more energy efficient, better built, and have the best setup than anyone else. Whether you've been naughty or nice, come by and we'll be glad to show you the Todd Paget Housing Center difference. Jingle us at 912-732-1466 or stop your sleigh at 5260 Highway 280 West in Claxton, Georgia. Todd Paget Housing Center. All of your housing solutions under one roof.
Welcome back to this edition of Community Matters. I'm your host, the Doc, and we're always blessed on this show, and I'm blessed to have a producer who is our boss, none other than Miss Robin Crabb. And during our break, she asked a very good question, and it's one worth talking about. Brother Craig, she talked about prevention, going into schools and actually having a chance to maybe talk to some young men before they actually become addicted, giving them insight and maybe planting seeds of prevention. I want you to speak to that and how you all have been able to do that, and maybe how you see your work toward prevention.
Okay. So we've had several great opportunities to come into both school systems and Robert Toombs private school. So we've got to work with Teen Mays for the past 2 years. That's been big. Speaking to I guess it was all the middle school mainly.
Oh wow!
So middle school of both school systems, Toombs County and Vidalia.
That's starting early. That's about the time you'd want to do it.
Absolutely.
Maybe sooner.
Maybe sooner. I think that the sooner the better. I think that focusing a lot on social and emotional development earlier is key if we really want to get to some root causes of what what I'm seeing later on in life. We can usually go back to earlier on, but we are definitely looking to expand. We've had the opportunity to go into the alternative schools to speak with a higher at-risk population, and so we take any opportunity we can get. And Forge became a member of Toombs County Prevention, Treatment, and Recovery, PTR, which is a consortium, a collaborative of organizations throughout our community who have come together and joined forces under the leadership of Leanne White. So Leanne White and Company, they do counseling in our community, and so she kind of spearheaded this group and got us all together. And so we that is our number one focus right now. So slowly we've been plugging away at holes in the story of Toombs County, and that is definitely been work that we've been chipping away at little by little. But we are definitely focusing all our attention on adolescents and children with our next big move. So currently we've received 3 grants and along the way the last 3 years, and that's Toombs County Prevention, Treatment, and Recovery, which if I start going off on a tangent on all the work that they're doing, because
you guys so much. I mean, I'm just listening, right? You're busy. I mean, obviously, and you've hit the ground running in just 3 years. Now this the Forge Recovery Center, it's somewhat your brainchild, right?
Yes, sir. So I'm a person in long-term recovery myself, and just a little bit of my past is 13 programs and 2 prison sentences and homeless shelters from Macon to Charleston, and so again, when I talk about the freedom, hope, and purpose that we're set out to instill in men. It's what
You've
I
been there,
received.
done that.
Yes, sir.
And so you can speak to it.
Absolutely. And so by going through the process, I think that Forge is a culmination of all of those programs and a little bit from everything that I experienced along the way, mixed up into one. And the biggest thing was that we changed was this community piece, and I thought this was vital to bring in. I hadn't seen anything quite like it before, and so that was the big change that we made. But the rest of it is all modeled after other programs I basically had went through. Yes, sir.
You know, Mr. Partin, when you look at the program and you hear, you know, Brother George talking about his experiences, what about you? I mean, how does that help you within the process of being where you are today?
It's really detrimental. It's like it's just having somebody that's relatable, that's been where I've been, you know. And so it's easier for me coming into this thing to you know, to actually listen to someone with lived experience who has been there. So like when he's saying like, I know what you're dealing with, I know what you're going through, it's like there's no question about it by knowing his background. So I think that that's huge in this whole thing. And that's just that's where I'm at now with this graduation. It's like I know now that like graduation don't mean this thing's over. It means it's just starting.
Yeah.
It means that now it's time for me to give back.
And
So we've got a lot of newcomers. We're expected to have a lot more. I'm fully invested in this thing. These guys play a huge part in my recovery.
got another facility coming.
Yep. So we've got one that we've been working hard at, and for a long time now, and we're finally almost at a point to where we're ready to open up 16 more beds. And
Wow.
and so
That'll give you how many total?
50. So the vision when we set out
Wow.
was 50, and we definitely we're here a lot quicker than what we
Absolutely.
thought. But you know, Lord just continues to open up doors, and we just keep stepping through them.
I mentioned that because you talk about, you know, how these men are right there, part of you, and, you know, have helped you get to where you are, Brother Jimbo. Now you're graduating
Yep,
this coming Saturday.
that's right. That's correct.
We're going to be at the Blue Marquee,
I'm stoked.
6 till 8.
Yes, sir.
Wow.
Yes, sir. It's a huge accomplishment. Anytime you put this kind of time and just effort into something that's bigger than yourself, and to just be able to, no matter what, and this is huge. This is the big part that this program's taught me, that no matter what I feel like I'm capable of a little more. So stretching is like huge in this thing, and I'm grateful and I'm stoked, and like just glad to be in a position to where it's visible to these next guys, because that's the important part, is like these next guys coming up.
There are 5 of you.
Yes,
How
sir.
many graduates have you had over the course of the 3 years?
So we've only had 5. So we've had one of the again,
Wow.
you know, staying true
It's
to what we set out to do.
unbelievable.
It almost took the first 2 years to get. There's no example starting out, so you don't have, you know, these men. As we grow in numbers, there's more to look to, and so the time it took for this first group to come through to really create the culture of Forge. It took what it took, and I was determined to, if it took 5 years to get the first 5,
So-
we were okay with that.
So this is the first 5 graduates.
This is the second graduation,
Oh, okay.
so this is the second 5.
Second
Yes, sir.
5. So
Yeah.
we'll have 10 after this, but
Yep.
you've only had 5,
Yes, sir.
and now you're getting 5 more.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, which I'm excited about, because you know, as leadership grows, of course, our reach is much further. So you know, it's when you see true life transformation, you know that it's said in recovery that 20 other individuals' lives will directly change from one man's life changing.
Oh, wow.
And so you take that and you really think about, and that's
Good.
you know that's directly. And we're all affected indirectly, some way,
Oh,
shape,
yeah.
or form.
Absolutely.
So but most these days are some ways affected directly. But this transformation and what happens, I mean, it's you can't measure the ripple effect of this thing.
Mm-hmm. Are you gonna, like, when you walk across the stage, are you gonna dance or turn a flip or any of that stuff like you see on the video?
Who knows? Who knows?
Yeah. You see these graduation videos?
Yeah,
right?
absolutely. It's a huge accomplishment, though. It
Yeah,
really
man.
is. Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah.
It really is. So 5 of you, we're gonna be at the Blue Marquee this coming Saturday, 6 p.m. till 8 p.m. What time do the doors open?
So we'll be there a little bit early. So I'd say 5:30 would be fine to start showing up.
Okay.
And we definitely want as many individuals as possible just to show up. And again, this is a community project, and
So it's open to the public.
Yes, yeah, please just come and you get to hear a little bit more about what we're about and hear from every man in the program. So
Oh, wow.
so we value graduation, and we really want to make it about these graduates, because it is a huge deal.
You got your speech ready, Brother Jimbo?
I pretty much just shoot from the hip, Mr. Wardlaw. I found it better to do it that way. Just pretty much pray for words and get up there and shoot, because when I plan something out, I feel like I'm going to fumble or something. So, it just works better.
Wow, this is unbelievable. How often do you do graduations?
So 3 times a year is when we predict we will hold graduation. So again, I try not to put anything in concrete too much.
Yeah.
This is a thing that you got to learn to
Yes,
bend with the wind around here. So
Mhm.
we'll see. But it's 3 times a year is the plan.
Wow, wow. So if someone wanted to be a part of the program, what do they do?
Well, so they could go online to our website,
Okay.
forgerecoverycenter.com.
Okay.
That would probably be the best way to connect with us.
Mhm.
My personal number, I'll put it out here on the air. You can call me direct. It's 912
Mm-hmm.
425
Mm-hmm.
1711, and I'll set up an interview with you. I'll talk with you right there on the phone, or I'll come to you as long as it's reasonable. So yeah, I mean those would be the best 2 ways. Currently, of course, you could reach out on any social media platform to us.
Mhm.
But I'm not hard to find. So
Okay.
just
ForgeRecoveryCenter.com,
yes, sir.
and that number again is 912-425-1711. Now, you go through the interview process, but I do remember you talking about an initial fee of $1,300, I think it was.
Yes, sir.
Now, is that something that the individual has to have? How does that work?
Yeah, so I would, regardless of where you think you're at in a financial position, reach out. And, if a man's willing, God's able, and this community is supportive of us, and
Amen.
anyone that I have ever seen put forth the effort and are serious about coming, organizations, the different churches, there's been so many people that have been sponsored into Forge from this community is unreal. Again, that entry fee covers the man for the first 5 weeks, so
Then they
gives
count.
him a chance to really kind of get on his feet, knock the dust off a little bit, and have a little bit of clarity, become employable. So we it's a work structured program, so we're sending men out, and hopefully they'll experience what I did by having some skin in the game
There you
and
go.
contributing to my own recovery. It became important to me.
Mhm.
And so I was grateful for a program designed in this way that allowed me to participate in that process. So, and then also learning how to go and come in life just as it is. That was the biggest issue for me. I'd be a star student in all these programs until I went home and graduated, and then I could never transition. With Forge, the beautiful thing is there's not a whole lot of transition. It's, you know, you're so heavily invested in the recovery community. When you leave out, it's like we're just gonna keep doing what we've been doing. We've been having a fun doing what we've been doing, and a huge impact. Like, you know, we want these men to take ownership and truly become part of this fraternity of men.
One last question, and that is, if someone wanted to donate to the program, how would they do that?
Again, the website would be the best place. It's real simple. There's a donate button, and so it's forgerecoverycenter.com. Hit the donate button and follow the steps.
Excellent, excellent. Well, thank you, gentlemen, for being here this morning. This has been excellent. We just appreciate it. Thank you for all the work that you're doing, and we'll have to have you back again. Maybe have to have you come back, Brother Partin, after the graduation.
Absolutely.
So we can talk about this flip you're going to do Saturday night.
Absolutely. Sounds good. Sounds good.
But listen, ladies and gentlemen, you know, if you want to attend the graduation, that will be Saturday night at the Blue Marquee from 6 p.m. till 8 p.m. It is open to the public. Please visit forgerecoverycenter.com if you have someone who is interested in being a part of the program, or if you want to donate. In the meantime, we thank you always for being with us here at Community Matters. We want to thank Ms. Dorothy Davis, who archives this on our website, tcbbroadcasting.com, tcbbroadcasting.com. You can go there, you can listen to this. You can actually watch the video of the show, so that it can be up and personal with you. Again, thank you, Ms. Robin Crabb, for all you do and for producing the show this morning. Come back again on next week. We will have another group of fabulous people talking about some other things that we have going on in the community. And then the week after that, we'll be talking more about getting updates, what's going on in our community with the courthouse and other good things. So we've got some other shows lined up. We wish you gentlemen well. Thank you, Brother Craig.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you,
Thank you
Brother
for
Jimbo. God bless you, everybody. We'll see you again on next week for another edition of Community Matters. I'm your host, the Doc. God bless. Good day.
You've been listening to Community Matters with host Tony Doc Wardlaw, sponsored by Todd Paget Housing Center in Claxton and by Vidalia Federal in Lyons and Vidalia. Tune in again next week to see what is happening in our community on Community Matters.